I want to show you how to take advantage of an important scientific link between your well-being and your family's well-being. Understanding that connection can give you a really helpful perspective on family relationships, and it's going to allow you to create a positive impact on family dynamics by helping you to regulate moods and behaviors, probably in a way that you've never seen before. It can actually really help you pull up your loved ones when they're down, and it can actually help them pull you up when you're down. One of the really exciting things about this is as you see the positive results that your investment in your own wellness has on your family, your motivation to keep practicing self-care is going to increase even more. Right? It's just like with anything else. When you start to see the benefits, then you want to do it more and more and more, and it's pretty awesome. And understanding how your well-being is actually linked and kind of locked in phase with your family's well-being is a very, very important part of living in tune with them. Now, there is a phenomenon that is found in science, it's found in music, it's found in construction actually, and lots of different places, and it actually explains how you can physically be in tune with your family. Now, I'm talking about something called entrainment. Entrainment. It's another key concept of being an in-tune parent. Let me tell you what that is. Now, entrainment is the phenomenon when two or more independent rhythms synchronize with each other. The rhythm that is more powerful captures the others. That is a really powerful thing. We're going to talk about how this applies and what this all means in just a minute, but this is the key thing to understand here. Okay? So let me give you a really brief history on this. I know that I don't want to get too much into science here, but it's kind of a really cool thing because some of the things that we think are hippy-dippy or kind of far-out vibrations and stuff actually are based in science, based in physical fact, physical law. So we're going to take a little bit of time and talk about that and see how it applies to you and your family. Back in the 1600s, there was a Dutch inventor and a physicist who identified this phenomenon as a result of his invention of the pendulum clock. Now, he noticed that when the two clocks were placed on a common support, the pendulums would synchronize with each other, and even when one of them was deliberately disturbed, they would regain perfect synchrony. That's an interesting metaphor. It's a true fact that happened, but it's an interesting metaphor. I mean, what a good thing to consider. If two inanimate objects like clocks can find their rhythms together after being knocked out of sync, then so can we as human beings, even after something knocks us out of sync. And not only can we find our rhythms together again, but actually forces in nature align for us to do so. Since the time in the 1600s, this concept has become a well-accepted principle of physics. The principle is universal, and it appears not just in nature or in mechanical pendulum clocks, but also in chemistry, pharmacology, biology, medicine, psychology, sociology, and other fields also. This concept is absolutely firmly established. It's researched, and it's accepted by the scientific community. Okay, very solid stuff we're talking about. So here is the cool thing. Cool thing number one. The laws of physics teach us that everything in the universe is made up of particles or waves, vibrating at different frequencies. Okay, you with me so far? From the cells in our bodies to light and sound waves. These vibrating and resonating particles communicate with and influence each other. That's pretty cool. Now consider the fact that we are made up of many different rhythms, all happening at the same time. From our own heartbeat, breathing, blinking, and brain waves, to other rhythms like our thoughts, moods, and our emotions. And sometimes you can pick up those rhythms in other people. So there really is something to it when you get good vibes from somebody, or you get bad vibes from somebody. You ever notice how just kind of being in someone's presence, if they seem cool and calm and collected, or just kind of a peaceful person, that kind of you start to feel that way also just by being with them. It might be a stranger somewhere, it might be somebody but just kind of being around someone kind of affects your mood. This is why that is. This is why that's happening. Okay, so all of these vibrations that are happening actually communicate with and they influence each other. And we're talking about on a very tiny level, particles, on a particle level. Now, here's the second cool thing. Quantum physics tells us that a pull towards synchrony or synchronicity is one of the founding principles of the natural world. So quite literally, the universe is pulling for you and your family to be in balance together. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, relationships, and all of those other components of life are all meant to synchronize in healthy ways. And when it all comes together, when your needs and your family's needs are met, and more often than not, there's peace in your home, there's peace in your life, right? Everything is kind of flowing and working together. Can you think about times that that's happened? Has that happened before with you? Of course, right? There's been times, however long or short they lasted, there's been times when things just seem to flow. When that all is aligned, that's what I call living in tune. And that is what being an in-tune parent is all about. Entrainment exists for the purpose of conserving energy. I think there's more reasons, but this is what the science is telling us, right? It's the idea is to conserve energy. That is, it actually takes less energy to work in harmony with another body, in other words, a vibrating body, a rhythm, right, a thought, a pattern, than it takes to work against it. So working together is easier. Kind of like when your car is zipping down the highway at highway speed, it's not using a lot of gasoline to keep going, right? There's inertia. The force is just going along and it doesn't take a lot. But when you first start off, you got to kind of step on the gas and there's more energy required to get the car moving. So, or like a plane flying, there's a million examples of that, but you get the point, right? So we see entrainment in organisms from the simplest to the most complex. So entrainment is the force that allows people to feel a connection in, religious settings or where any group of like-minded people are together. Here's the relevant point for us, okay? It's to know that people who spend time together entrain to one another. That means that thoughts and feelings, intentions and emotions, all of these things influence each other. And here's the kicker: the strongest rhythm wins. When you sleep next to somebody, your breathing and your heartbeat start to line up during the night. They fall in and out of sync with each other all throughout the night. It's sort of like a dance. Isn't that amazing how that happens? All right, how powerful is that bond when you share breath with somebody? Okay, so our bodies naturally entrain to rhythm cycles without us really even noticing. So I'm talking about things like our sleep and wake cycles that synchronize to the 24-hour cycle of light and dark. We adjust our speech patterns to match others in conversations. You could hear how people start to sound like each other when they've been together. Their rhythms match, their tones match, the beat matches, all these things match up. That's all entrainment. When people walk together, their legs move in synchrony. And our own breath influences our heartbeat. Let me say that again. Our own breath influences our heartbeat. And now if you want to scale up just a little bit, phases of the moon entrain hormone cycles. And all the planets are entrained in their orbiting cycles around the sun. They're locked in rhythm together. Does it all make sense? Kind of is coming together, how this makes sense, all right, what entrainment is. And it's also in nature. You see fireflies illuminating in synchrony. You see geese in flight flapping their wings together, as I just said. And you see the way flowers and trees arrange themselves in this beautiful visual rhythm. All right, have you seen these beautiful fields of flowers? There's a rhythm to it. There's a vibration. There's an energy. And sometimes it's spectacular. It's breathtaking. I really think that it's absolutely amazing that the flowers and the trees and other things in nature might actually be responding to some unheard rhythm, some unheard vibration. Isn't that amazing to think of it? And maybe the very shape of a flower is the result of some unheard vibration. It's pretty cool to think about that. So, how does it relate? So what if it's cool? It's got to mean something to me and you, right? What vibrations shape your thinking and your emotions? What rhythms influence you the most on your parenting journey? And what happens when you allow joy and love and laughter and gratitude to be some of the strongest rhythms in your life? Think about that. Entrainment also affects the ways our bodies function and the way we relate to each other. You ever been around somebody who was really happy and you started feeling happy yourself? Right, I mentioned this before. You ever notice how somebody's bad mood could become your bad mood? That sucks, but it happens. Emotions, thoughts, our feelings, our intentions, and our behaviors are all understood to occur rhythmically, and therefore they can be described in terms of cycles, periods, and frequencies. All of these rhythms can be entraining forces. We are all connected on a much deeper level than we might imagine, that we might even realize. And as I mentioned, the rules of physics tell us that there is a natural pull towards synchrony and order in the universe. Entrainment connects all of us with each other here on Earth, and it also connects us with our solar system and the rest of the universe. It's amazing to think that there actually is a physical force that bonds all of us here on Earth with each other and all of us with the bigger picture of the universe. This deeper connection to other people and to the universe is always present, even when we feel alone. So why am I talking about it so much? And how does it relate in a practical way to you and your family? As an in-tune parent, you're going to take advantage of this natural phenomena and you're going to use it to shape and guide and strengthen your relationships with your family in a way or in ways that benefit everyone. You're going to use this force of nature to intentionally create peace and harmony for you and your family. How do you do that? Well, the rhythm that is more powerful captures the other rhythms. Remember that. Because of entrainment, everyone's thoughts, feelings, moods, behaviors, and intentions influence each other's, and the strongest rhythm wins. Bring up your vibration, and they're going to follow you. You do that with intention, it's a game changer. So, in those challenging moments, when the negative vibration of whatever's happening is stronger than yours and wants to pull you into it, you now have the awareness. Love and compassion are some of the very strongest vibrations out there. So in those intense moments, let go of anger or frustration or whatever it is that's taking away your power, your peace, and your love. You can actually move your kids towards their own peace by being peaceful yourself while you handle the situation, right? So it's really important to know that by connecting with your own inner calm during those challenging times, you help them connect with their inner calm. So what I'm telling you is be very intentional with energetic vibrations. Okay, what the heck am I talking about? That's a hippy-dippy thing to say, intentional with vibrations. All right, let's look at that. As I said a moment ago, right, the vibrations I'm talking about are your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions, right, moods, behaviors, actions, all of that stuff. All is rhythmic, all is cycles, all has its own vibrations, just like our particles do. The molecules, atoms, all of these things are spinning and vibrating and shaking like crazy. It's just a physical fact, right? And even though it might seem like a strange or a foreign idea that I'm telling you, it's true with our thoughts, feelings, and intentions, it is true, even if it seems strange. And we're going to try an experiment in a moment here. I'll show you how that's true, okay, what happens when we actually put this into play. And now that we know that we all influence each other on really deep levels, and now that we know that the strongest vibration wins, how will you choose to handle the next big challenge that comes up? How will you choose the path forward on your parenting journey? Powerful vibrations like love and compassion directly impacts your well-being and your kids' well-being. Now, one of the most important ways to create positive change within your family is by maintaining your peace as much as possible, whether it's a challenging moment or not. Now, your family is going to entrain to the calm rhythm of your peacefulness, and that's going to help create harmony with them, right, their family in general, and it's going to lighten some of the intensity when challenges arise, because there's not going to be so much heat on there, so much steam on it. When the whole family is in tune like this, life flows a lot more smoothly. your rhythms are aligned, and everyone resonates in a harmonious way. Now, those are the times when the challenges are not as intense. Those are the times when you get to experience the wonderful rhythms of joy and gratitude, peace, laughter, and love. It's that amazing feeling that you share when your kid successfully completes a task for the very first time, or when they finally accomplish a goal that you've been working on for a really long time, or that when they reach a milestone, right? Those are the times that feel the best, and everybody is in that awesome feeling together. Those are some of the best rhythms of all. There are many, many wonderful rhythms and vibrations to connect with. You can actually connect with any of them whenever you want to. You can meditate, you can do yoga, tai chi, qigong, sit quietly and watch your breath. All these different things, lots of stuff I'm not even mentioning. What is it that, does it for you? What puts you in touch with your peace? It's different for everybody. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Anything that you do to tap into those higher vibrations is healthy and good, and you should do it. And I encourage that, because your vibration is strong. It pulls others up that's around you, right? That's the whole point of this. Essential oils and aromatherapy can be great ways to entrain with healthy frequencies. There's all different things, but no matter how you get there, when you're in a state of peace, you send that rhythm out into the universe, and you can influence those around you and lift them up as well. Okay, so as I mentioned a moment ago, let's try connecting with some of those higher vibrations right now. And to do that, we're going to do another thought experiment. I'm into that. Another experiential moment here. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes right now, if you can, if you're in a safe place to do that, right? And kind of just take a breath and relax a little bit. And I'm going to ask you to recall one of those times when your child successfully reached an objective that you'd been working on for a long time. All right, just think about it for a moment. Again, if you need to, you can always pause the video. Let's go back to that moment really fully and deeply in as much detail as we can, so we could bring it right into the present, right now. How did you feel? What did you think when they finally reached that goal? Give yourself a moment to come into that. Were you proud? Were you overjoyed? Were you completely amazed? Thrilled? Go there with me just for a moment in your mind. Where did that happen? Where were you when the awesome thing happened? Who were you with? And what was your child's reaction when they realized that something awesome just happened? Take a second here and let's just see how deeply you can immerse yourself in as many details as that. Make it real. Make it so that you're feeling that incredible moment right now. Bring it into the present, okay? Open up to that amazing moment and live that again. I'm going to be quiet for a second, finally, and just let you do that. Just take it all in. Okay, so how does it feel? Notice the rhythm of your breathing right now and the way your body feels. Are you relaxed? Are you really excited? Is it something else entirely different than what I'm saying? Do you have a physical sensation of this event in your body? Right? Do you have a physical sensation of that in your mind? Can you recall it? Can you smell it? Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Is it there? Notice how the thoughts and the feelings of this event affects you physically right now and emotionally. And just take this in for another moment. All right, so now you can open up your eyes if you didn't already, and you can come back into this moment. And let's just take a second to send that memory some love and gratitude, because it's important to acknowledge this gift, the gift of these rhythms, the rhythms of love and gratitude. So just send it some love. This is an example of how we can entrain to our thoughts and how they might affect us on different levels of vibration, right? I mean the physical and the mental and emotional, all of that. As you relive that moment, as you felt that moment, all of these different things were happening that you weren't thinking of before we did that. You weren't feeling before we talked about this. Did you notice how you felt when your vibration shifted the moment you connected again with your child's success? Did you notice that? Pretty cool. Did you notice if anything felt different in your body? Now, the higher vibrations of moments in the past like these can physically affect us now. Do you see how that may be happening with you? It's an important thing to know. Whatever you felt as we did this, obviously, is completely okay, right? Some people don't feel anything when we try this. Some people do. Whatever, it's okay. But I encourage you to revisit this experience and keep at it, because it's another way to raise your vibrations. Just take yourself back into that moment of success, that excitement, that thrill, whatever it is. Bring it back and your vibration goes up right away. Okay? Spend some time every day connecting with higher vibrations like love and gratitude, and notice what happens in your body, mind, and spirit. I'd like you to try that, please. Notice also how other people react when you are tapped into these higher vibrations. The more time that you spend with, in this happier, healthier state, the better your life is. And it's not just for you, but for those around you, because they are entraining to your higher vibration of that love, of that happiness, of the thrill, whatever it is, right? You pull them in with you. The higher, stronger vibration wins. It captures the other vibrations, is what I mean. Our thoughts, our feelings, our intentions affect us energetically on all different levels, and they affect others as well, though we're not always aware of it. But you can use this, now that you are aware of it, you can use this to your advantage when you do it with intention. You can absolutely bring other people up with just an intention for it to be so. Entrainment is a phenomena of the physical world where two or more independent rhythms synchronize with each other. The rhythm that is more powerful captures the other rhythms, and there is a natural pull towards synchrony and order. Let's just take that in for a second. The strongest one captures the other ones, and there's a pull towards order. Wow. Be aware and be intentional in your thoughts and your feelings, because we share a connection with other people. And in that connection, we are always interacting and influencing one another. Taking good care of yourself is so important to your family. It's not just that you can't pour from an empty cup, or that you can't give it your best when you're not at your best. It's that your well-being can actually improve their well-being when they entrain to your higher vibration.